Jokić in the half court is like Jordan in the finals, goddammit. You're not going to beat him. You're just not going to beat the half court. He is God right here. He's picking you apart. He picks you got to speed the game up so his big ass got to run back and forth, and hopefully he can get tired.
Not getting tired.
I know he ain't.
To me, he's Magic and Kareem on the floor at the same time.
Yeah.
He's a guard. He makes great decisions, hell of a pass. And then when he wants to be Kareem, he goes down and dominates. So he's a special player that does a lot of things.
Nikola Jokić is climbing the NBA's all-time ladder at a pace that's making the history books uncomfortable. With every season, award, and record, he keeps stacking achievements, pushing past names once considered untouchable. His numbers aren't just impressive, they're legacy shifting, forcing the league to pay attention. Carrying an entire franchise on his back while making it look effortless has transformed his image from simply a great player into something closer to an all-time force. But that rise creates real tension. How do the legends of the game feel about Jokic's ascent? And does he truly belong in the same conversation as basketball's most sacred names?
Joker and how he plays, and this is why he's the best big man in the league.
Shaq, he's playing the best of his career. I mean, that's saying a lot.
The Joker is balling. Nothing but respect for him. I don't know if he got mad at me last year, but when I said that I think Shea deserved the MVP, but I actually hope he is mad because I love the way he's playing. Like he shoots the three and all that, but he mixes it up.
His greatness has sparked non-stop debate. Not because he lacks dominance, but because he dominates in a way people aren't used to seeing. Jokić doesn't rely on explosive speed or jaw-dropping highlight dunks to take over games. Instead, he dismantles defenses with angles, timing, soft touch, and an elite level of vision that constantly bends the floor to his will. His style looks calm and almost effortless, yet it's incredibly effective, forcing opponents to rethink how they defend every possession. That difference is where the generational divide begins. Many older NBA stars grew up in an era that celebrated raw power, physical force, and explosive athleticism as the true markers of greatness. Jokić doesn't fit that traditional mold at all. Rather than overpowering opponents, he
play against him. He's good. He's good, right? He's good. There's so many great centers over the history of our game. Man, is he good. I just hope he stays healthy and able to continue to do what he does because he is fun to watch. Probably more so than anybody in the league. It used to be that when Golden State was healthy, they were really fun to watch. Now I've switched over.
He slows the game down, dissects it, and controls every possession like a chess match. To some fans, that approach feels revolutionary, a new blueprint for dominance. To others, it looks like a departure from what greatness used to be, missing the explosiveness and flash they grew up associating with legends. Then came the moment that silenced much of the skepticism. Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest player of all time, publicly acknowledged Nikola Jokic's impact. In a rare show of praise, Jordan highlighted Jokic's complete skill set and extraordinary court vision, saying, "The way he controls the game is something special." That kind of respect is never given casually, and when Jordan speaks, the entire conversation shifts.
It's just, we've never seen that kind of dominance offensively and even defensively for somebody who doesn't look, who's not athletic. You know, for him to be able to guard the way that he does. I see him, during timeouts, telling his teammates where to be. He's always pointing where they need to go. All shots on the Denver Nuggets, when you're looking at their offense, it obviously goes through him.
With that endorsement, Jokic's place among basketball's elite stopped being a debate and started becoming reality. He isn't just winning games, he's reshaping how the center position is played. His influence goes beyond box scores, forcing the league to rethink what dominance can look like. Then there's Larry Bird, one of the sharpest basketball minds the game has ever seen, and a comparison that exists for a reason. Neither Bird nor Jokić relied on flashy athleticism to overwhelm opponents. Instead, they dismantled defenses with intelligence, touch, and next-level passing. Bird did it as a forward. Jokić does it as a center, but the vision is identical. Seeing plays before they happen and elevating teammates without forcing the action.
Best player in the game.
I apologize, the best player in the game. I like him because as a big man, he's an old school big man and a new school big man. You know, I don't like 7'4" or 5" shooting threes. He has that ability, he goes to it. But when he needs to get in the post,
That's where he starts.
he goes in the post. He makes his guys great. He's going to play his way.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit subscribe now because this era deserves to be documented properly. Larry Bird, a man who has always valued pure basketball IQ, hasn't held back when it comes to Nikola Jokić. Bird has spoken highly of Jokic's unique style and quiet dominance, making it clear this isn't hype or a passing moment. When praise comes from someone with Bird's basketball mind, it carries real weight. Even among the most respected legends the game has ever seen, Jokić has earned genuine admiration for the way he has reshaped modern basketball. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq has never been gentle with today's big men. He sees himself as the gatekeeper of the true big man standard and has spent years dismissing modern centers, questioning their numbers and their impact compared to the giants of his era. But Nikola Jokić forced a rare exception. Appearing on the Dan Patrick Show, Shaq openly admitted that Jokić is the best big man of this era. That wasn't hype or television talk, it was respect. Shaq acknowledged Jokic's dominance, his skill level, and just how different his game really is. What makes it even more telling is that Shaq also admitted he downplayed Jokić at first, even after another MVP season. Shaq has always believed that harsh criticism makes great big men better, because that's how he himself was pushed. But Jokić doesn't react to noise. He doesn't fire back on social media or chase narratives. He just shows up and dominates.
Be good or not. Right. So I think it's still too early to tell for Joker.
For sure.
He's a good player, don't get me wrong. You know, he's kicking ass. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's still a little too early to tell or put him, to me, in that category with those centers you said, because shit, let me see. Shaq got what? 4. Dream got 2. And Dave Robinson got 2.
He can post up, pass like a guard, and stretch the floor with elite three-point shooting. And that versatility makes him a nightmare to defend. Shaq has even pointed out that no center in NBA history has ever dominated every area of the court the way Nikola Jokić does. Jokić isn't just great, he's changing the blueprint of what a dominant big man looks like. So what makes Nikola Jokić the rare exception to Shaq's brutal criticism of modern NBA centers? The answer is simple. Jokić didn't abandon the old-school game, he upgraded it. While many big men moved away from post play entirely, Jokić blended classic interior dominance with a modern skill set that has never existed at this level. Shaq himself has acknowledged it. Jokić can punish defenders on the block using strength, balance, and footwork just like the great centers of the past. He seals deep, uses angles, and finishes through contact like a throwback big. But that's only the beginning, because once defenses adjust, Jokić breaks the rules by stepping out and knocking down three-pointers with guard-like confidence.
He's a problem. Like he's like Jason Kidd as a point guard.
Right.
Like those guys don't have to score to affect the game.
But he also scores.
But he can score. He shoots a 3. What can't he do?
I mean,
He can't jump. Yeah, he can't jump. He can't jump. And like you see how big he is. There's no muscle definition on him, and he's just wearing you down. And he's strong. I love him.
Yes.
I love him. I don't even know what other words to say.
He becomes a playmaking hub in the post the way Arvydas Sabonis did in the 1990s, and at the top of the key, he runs dribble handoffs, sets screens, and reads defenses like Domantas Sabonis does in today's NBA. That blend makes Nikola Jokić impossible to label. He isn't trapped in one era or one style, which is why both old-school fans and modern analysts respect him. He speaks both basketball languages fluently, combining traditional center fundamentals with modern playmaking in a way no one else has. Shaquille O'Neal's own legacy as one of the greatest centers in NBA history was cemented when he arrived in Los Angeles, and that move was no accident. It was orchestrated by Jerry West, the legendary executive known as the Logo. Around that same time, West
Jokić is probably statistically, when it comes to overall game, the worst MVP winner. He's the worst MVP winner in the last 40 years. Why you say that? When you're talking about MVP, the guys outside of first and second place, their teams was first and second place. The people who won the MVP, their teams was first and
When Jerry West speaks highly of Nikola Jokić, it isn't hype or trend chasing. It's historical context. His praise comes from a lifetime spent around the greatest players the game has ever seen, and it focuses on the subtle details casual fans often miss. West highlights Jokic's timing, his use of angles, and the way he manipulates defenders without ever looking rushed. Jokić positions himself perfectly. Even rebounding becomes a form of control, another way he dictates the flow of the game. That's not luck or size alone. That's elite basketball intelligence in action. Then there's Gilbert Arenas. Known for his skepticism toward European players, Arenas has been one of Jokic's loudest critics on his podcast. He continues to recycle the same arguments, refusing to fully accept the Denver superstar's dominance. But this is where the logic starts to break down.
And you get 11 dribbles? Man, if you get 11 dribbles in the league, man, that's like unheard of. Joker's getting 7, 8, 9, reject, spin, hair spinning, coming out the spin, pump fake. Man, come on, man. Where the guards at?
Listen.
Where the guards at, bro? Come on, man. You can't stop no nigga like that.
This is what's happening. You know why he getting 11 dribbles?
Because everybody's
so scared.
Yeah.
Because he picking them.
Their success comes from deep, well-built rosters, not from one player carrying the entire operation every single night. Denver is the complete opposite. The Nuggets don't have elite depth or a perfectly balanced lineup, yet when Nikola Jokić is on the floor, they look like legitimate contenders. When he sits, everything falls apart. The drop-off is severe, and that gap is the clearest definition of value. Jokić doesn't just score points, he elevates everyone around him. Shooters get cleaner looks, bigs get easier finishes, and role players suddenly play with confidence. That's why Denver remains relevant at the highest level. Calling Jokić one of the weakest MVPs statistically is simply wrong. The numbers don't support it. He puts up historic stat lines, breaks records, and dominates efficiency metrics year after year. This isn't a debate backed by data. It's a take built on ignoring what's actually happening on the court. At this stage,
Jokić is a joke, okay? He's a joke. You watch him play
different,
and you look at him, and everyone's talking about, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. If you watch him around the basket, he absolutely will shoot the ball, touch it, and catch it on the other side before these guys move. That tells you.
Nikola Jokic's situation draws sharp comparisons to some of the NBA's past frustrations with wasted talent. Charles Barkley knows that feeling firsthand. He spent years putting up elite numbers without a true title-ready roster around him. And that kind of frustration sticks. That's why when Barkley critiques Jokić, it isn't noise, it's coming from experience. These are the kinds of conversations you only hear about players considered all-time greats. Similar critiques followed LeBron James during his early Cavaliers years in the 2000s, and Kevin Garnett endured the same in Minnesota. Poor front office decisions don't just slow careers, they can rewrite legacies. NBA legends understand that better than anyone. Franchise leadership can shape how history remembers a player. That's where Joakim Noah enters the discussion. One of the elite defensive anchors of the 2000s, Noah's prime was relatively short, but his impact was undeniable.
He's the best passer I've ever seen, excluding no position. He's the best I've ever seen in passing. It's funny, like when I was young in the league, and I can remember like Arvydas Sabonis was over here, and he was older, and I'm just seeing him doing these passes, and he makes threes, and I used to always be like, dang, I wonder what he looked like when he was young. And I imagine
that is.
While critics often label Nikola Jokic's defense as his primary weakness, one of the sharpest defensive minds of his era challenges that narrative. Jokić isn't flashy on defense. He doesn't chase highlight blocks or steals, but he reads plays, positions himself perfectly, controls space, and forces opponents into difficult decisions. That's real defensive value. Defense isn't just about jumping high or making spectacular plays. It's about thinking faster than your opponent. And Jokić does that every possession. He may not look like a textbook elite defender, but his impact on that end is undeniable. His basketball IQ, constant communication, and situational awareness make him a massive presence every possession. He's always talking, pointing, and reading actions before they fully develop. Combine that with his huge frame, long reach, and grown man strength, and you get a defensive X factor.